Hi guys, welcome back. So today's video, we are going to compare my husband's ethnicity DNA test results from the beginning of 2018 to right now, which is the last part of May 2019. Just so you guys know, when you do a DNA test, an ethnicity DNA test, most companies will actually update their system every so often, and they will update your ethnicity DNA test results with the new information they have. And as more people do DNA tests and it becomes available to new sections of the world, they will get more information and they will be able to update their system more and then update your ethnicity DNA test results. So that's what I'm going to do today is my husband did DNA testing for 4 major DNA companies: Ancestry, Living DNA, MyHeritage, and 23andMe. And we got our test results back around March, between March and April of 2018. And here it is, May 2019. And I wanted to compare the test results from last year to this year and see what has changed and what's been updated. And so yeah. So I guess let's get started on that. So first off is Ancestry. I just logged in on my husband's account and then said, hey, I want to see the ethnicity test results. That is only what I'm going to be comparing today, is the ethnicity test results, not cousins or anything else. Just the ethnicity test results. So anyway, I clicked on my husband's ethnicity test results and it said, hey, there's an update available. Your DNA doesn't change, which is true. Your DNA doesn't really change. But the science that we use to analyze it does, which is so true, which is what I was just saying before. As DNA test results become more available to other parts in the world and more people do the DNA testing, and as science progresses, how we analyze it and the information that we get does change. So we have an update for you. So they're just saying that they've updated their science of how they analyze it and that they have more regions. And so now we can view my husband's updated ethnicity test result. Estimate test result, by the way. So update your estimate. Oh, now let's ask me a few questions. Do you expect your ethnicity estimate to change as DNA science approve? Yes. Yes, a lot, and yes, not much. I'm gonna go with not much, because all the information that I know, Ancestry and 23andMe, what they got in the past, comparing it to my family tree, I did a video on that. I will link that in the description box down below. They were pretty accurate compared to what what was on my husband's family tree. So I'm gonna say not much. Continue. You know, science could change and it could totally surprise me. So, which change would you expect? New regions increase accuracy. New regions increase accuracy. Elimination of some lower regions, and not sure what to expect. I'm going to go with not sure. Oh, and I want to put increasing accuracy, but I know that's going to be super duper duper hard for them. We'll just go with everything. Continue. How did your original estimate match with what was on your family tree? Oh my gosh. Couldn't you ask this when I had my video, when I just got done doing my video? It would have been great. I'm going to put mostly, because I remember that they were mostly correct. But I don't remember exactly. That was 6 months ago I did that video. View your update. Oh wait, your DNA doesn't change, but we now have 13,000 additional reference samples. Ooh, that means there's now 13,000 other DNA samples that they've done. And powerful new science to give you a better ethnicity test results. Yes, that is true. We have totally changed on how we analyze DNA. Okay, view your updated estimate. Man, I can't believe they made me do questions beforehand. Wow, that's totally changed. Oh, at least how you view it is totally changed. That's cool. And then it has previous and then updated. That's interesting. So as you can see, this is the previous, which is kind of nice that they had the previous. If not, I don't really feel like this was a previous. That's weird that they say this is the previous, considering right here on the right-hand side, I'm going to add what the test results looked like in 2018, about April 2018. It looked like this, saying that my husband had some American in him, and then it said like he had some African and some Middle Eastern in him, and like everything in Europe. So it's weird that they say this is my husband's previous, which is like everything American, which is still the same, but now they only have Scandinavian and Europe, which is really, really strange that they don't have the Africa and the Middle East like they used to have in 2018. So I don't really believe this previous. But anyway, this is what the new estimate looks like. This is what the new estimate ethnicity test result looks like, which does seem like it's changed quite a bit, but not a whole lot. Like they still have the African, but now they're saying it's lower African. They've gotten rid of the Middle East again, and they have Italy, France, but they don't have any of the Scandinavian in it. Why don't they have Scandinavian? I know my husband's Scandinavian. That is so weird. Oh my gosh, now I'm going to have to compare these test results to what's on the family tree all over again. This is so strange to me. Okay. Can I zoom in on the map? Zoom in. Okay. We're going to go from top to bottom. So in the previous one, it said that my husband was 28% Great Britain. In 2018, it said my husband was 28% Great Britain. Right now, they're saying he is 86% Great Britain, which would be this yellow region. Anywhere in this yellow region, counting this little greenish stuff. Just so strange to me. Okay. Do they have like a sub-regions in there? They don't. Okay. The next, here they say that he's 7% Native American. In 2018, they say yes, he was 7% Native American, which is this beautiful neon green section. In the old time, it's just that big blue blob with the yellow and pink and blue dots in it. That's the Native American for 2018. Okay. So yeah, the Native American has changed a little bit, but really not that much to me. It looks like they got rid of some of the South and added it up at the top, but really not that much to me. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. Next, for 2019, they say he is 3% French, which was 23% European in 2018. That's a huge drastic change. Oh look, they even say it down below. It says right here, increased by 58%. Right here it was 7%. Right here was 23%. That's so funny that they have what it used to be, and I just realized that. Okay. So for 2019, they say my husband's 2% Irish, Scottish, and Welsh, which is this section right here, including those little green parts. And in the past, it was pretty much the same section. But it said that he was 9% Irish, Scottish, and Welsh in 2018. Okay, now they have this new section that wasn't there before, hence it says new, that he's 1%. Oh, I'm going to slaughter these names. Cameroon, Congo and southern Bantu, which is this part, the African part of my husband, which is weird because we didn't have that before in 2018. We had a bunch of other regions. We didn't even have this part of Africa in 2018, so that is so strange. Okay, and then we have for 2019, he's 1% Italian or Italy, and they had this as the European South, which was 1% in 2018, and it was this pink area that does have Italy and a bit of the surrounding Mediterranean Sea. So, yeah, okay. So now they have, so going down below that, they have additional communities, which looks like they have found that my husband has Mexican in him and analyzed the Mexican side of his family tree and said that he's from these communities in Mexico. Actually, want to know what? Now looking down below with the Western Mormon pioneers and the Georgia, Florida settlers, this might be the migration. So before they used to have his ethnicity estimate, and then down below was migrations. I don't know if I have a picture of that, so you're gonna have to work with me here. And I'm wondering if that's what these are. That's what it looks like. So in 2018, my husband did have a Mexican migration, saying that his family was from Mexico and migrated from Mexico. It's this little blue dot that's underneath America on the map for 2018. That's about the same spot they're listing right here in 2019. These towns, because these actually communities are really, really close to each other, and they're about in the same spots they have listed before. That's interesting that they've changed this. So it seems like that's changed a little bit. They don't call them migration anymore. They call them communities, and they actually list sub-communities, kind of. I'm going to call them sub-communities, or list those communities more in depth. Then the next community they have for my husband is the Mountain West Mormon Pioneers, which is actually was named the exact same thing for 2018. And it is this yellow section here in the United States. That is just saying that he had ancestors that were from other parts of the world and migrated right here to the Mormon West Pioneers, because what the Mormons did, they migrated here to the West. And then they have another community below that that says Georgia and Florida settlers. And that actually is another migration that my husband had in 2018. I believe it was called the exact same thing. It is marked the exact same thing on the map. It is this little pink area down in the Florida section of the United States. So that's weird how it used to be migrations, and now they're calling them communities. It's also weird that you can't click on them, whereas you used to be able to click on them before and learn more about the migration. Well, that's another thing. If you guys want to learn about more in depth about each of these DNA companies and how their website worked, or how they worked in 2018, I have done videos for each company, and they will be listed in the description box below. So scrolling down, it says no longer in the estimate. So these are sections that they've removed out of my husband's DNA test results, which personally I am shocked. I am 100% shocked that they removed them from his DNA test results. I am shocked that they removed the Scandinavian in him, because my husband is Scandinavian. I know that. He has ancestors that are from Scandinavian countries. That's part of the Mormon pioneer migration in him. I'm surprised that they took out the Iberian Peninsula. That was the purple little section in 2018. It's this little purple section of Spain, because my husband does have Mexican in him, which would mean that he did have some Spain, because Mexicans are Spaniards who came and migrated with the Native Americans. I'm also kind of shocked that they have taken out the Asian East and the Jewish in my husband's DNA test results. Considering in 2018, every ethnicity test result we got from the 4 major DNA companies said that my husband had East Asian in him and European Jewish in him. Even though I haven't found it on the family tree, every DNA test result came back saying he had that. So I'm really shocked that they removed that. And then just scrolling down, it says answer some common questions. I think these are questions that people have asked, and if you click on them, they give an answer to why estimate has changed, or any of the answers to the questions, and then a survey about how I feel about the update, and then download your previous estimate on a PDF file, which I would believe is this previous estimate they want me to download on a PDF file, which I'm really, really, really glad that I saved the estimate from 2018, because it's not the same what they say is the previous. Once again, it's totally shocking to me. So this is the update, previous update. So now I feel like I need to go back and do this ethnicity estimate and compare that to my husband's family tree, because I don't feel like it's right anymore. I feel like what they had before was more correct. So moving on to another DNA company. So this is 23andMe, and we'll see what they say is my husband's DNA test results compared to what his test results were in 2018. Okay, now I have pulled up my husband's old DNA test results. So right here on the right-hand side will be the 2018 ethnicity estimate, and right here on the left-hand side will be the 2019. So once again, it totally has changed. I mean, not a whole lot. Once again, they've just taken out the Middle East and changed the African in him. Took out some Russian in him. Wow. Okay, I'm just shocked that these two companies have changed so much about his DNA ethnicity estimate. I'm so kind of shocked. Okay. So first things first, we'll do the European bit. So in 2018, it says that he was 89% European. Now they say he's 89.4% European. My husband's just getting whiter as the year's going on, apparently. So, and then they have subsections, which they had before. So they had British and Irish in 2018. They said that his British and Irish was 31.7%. Right now they say it's 32.2%, which is this little section right here on the map. I know I can't really zoom in and show you guys a better view, but it's this section on the map. Okay, next they have for 2019 is the French and German, which is 10.7%. In 2018, it was 7.9%. So that has increased. So that would be this section right here on the map. It's crazy that that's increased. Okay, woohoo! They kept the Scandinavian! I love this company now. Okay. So, don't get me wrong, I loved 23andMe before, but now I'm totally happy. Okay, so 2019, they say my husband's 9.9 Scandinavian, mostly Danish. In 2018, they said my husband was 10.3% Scandinavian, with it mostly being Danish once again, and that is correct. It is mostly Danish. But I'm glad that they kept the Scandinavian, unlike Ancestry, where they totally got rid of it because I know my husband has that in his family tree. So next is his broadly Northwestern European is 23.6%, which I'm thinking is this part of the map, what it looks like. And in 2018, it said my husband's broadly Northwest European was 22.1%. So that's totally increased. Then after that is the Spanish and Portuguese, which looks like it's once again this Spanish part, the same part of the map. And it says that for 2019 he is 4.2%. And then in 2018 it's the Iberian or Iberian, I never get that right. Iberian section, which is the 5.3%. Which is not that much of a change, so totally cool with that. Then next they have Greek and Balkan. Could have slaughtered that. I so slaughtered that. Which they're saying for 2019, my husband's 0.2%. So that would be this section, the Mediterranean Sea section on the map. And then for 2018, it said that his Balkan, totally slaughtering that, was 2.7%. So that's changed a lot from 2.7 to drop to 2% or 0.2%. That's crazy how much that's dropped. And then 2019, they say he's broadly Southern European. It looks like Italy. That is 4.6%. And then in 2018, it said his broadly Southern European was 4.9%. So that really hasn't changed much. The next for 2019, they have Jewish. My husband's 0.4% Jewish. And in 2018, they said once again his Jewish is 0.4%. So that has not changed at all. So next for 2019 is the broadly European, and they have him as 3.4%. And the broadly European is pretty much like everything over here. West of Denmark and the Mediterranean Sea and everywhere, right above the Middle East. And they used to have it as a bigger region before 2018, as you can see on the right hand side. And they used to have his broadly European as 3.7. So it's kind of funny how they cut it down, but they really haven't changed that percentage. I mean, 3.4 versus 3.7 is really not that much. Okay, so scrolling down, we will do my husband's East Asian and Native American section. So they say in 2019, my husband's East Asian and Native American is 7.9. 2018, they said it was 8.3. So that really hasn't changed much. Then they've broken it down saying that his Native American in him is 7% in 2019. So that's all this yellow area. And then in 2018, it says that his Native American is 7.7. So they really haven't changed that. They changed that 0.7%. That really hasn't changed much. That's kind of interesting. The next is the broadly Northern Asian and Native American, which they have for 2019 as 0.4%. And in 2018, they had that as 0.5%. Because they have broadly Northern Asian and Native American, and then broadly Eastern Asian Native American here in 2019. But in 2018, I have broadly East Asian and broadly East Asian and Native American. Interesting. But either way, that added up to being Them two adding up in 2019 ends up being 0.9%, and adding those two up for 2018 is 0.6%. So that has changed, but not like a whole lot. But that's interesting how they've now renamed them. Interesting. I also need to change their coloring because that orange and the reddish orange are very too similar for my eyes to differentiate. Okay, so next is this sub-African. So this section has changed a lot. From here on out, it's changed quite a bit. So they have it as 1.5% in 2019. In 2018, it's 0.5%. So that's changed like a whole 1%. That's a lot. I don't even know how to differentiate these two. So his West African is 0.6% in 2019, and it was 0.4% in 2018. After that, I really just can't decipher anything. So I guess after that is all this is new, and everything else for 2018 they pretty much just got rid of. I mean, I guess we have the African hunter-gatherer 2018, but they now categorize that as broadly West African, which is still the same amount. It's still 0.1%. They got rid of his Western Asian, but they kept his Eastern Asian. Whereas in Ancestry, they got rid of his Eastern Asian. Wow, that's interesting. That's totally interesting. Now, does my husband actually have Asian in him or not? That's why DNA estimate ethnicity test results are so much fun, because it's just an estimate. Nobody knows if it's 100% accurate. We don't have that kind of DNA test result thing yet. Plus, I don't think we would ever get there because some cultures and races are dead. So, then they have his unassigned for 2019 as 0.9%, and his unassigned in 2018 was 2%. So that means a whole 1.1% was now reassigned. That's crazy. So, I'm going to get rid of 2018 information just because they don't have this new section in 2019. So, goodbye 2018. They have this new section that says recent ancestors in the Americas. They didn't have this in 2018. It would be this little line slashy thing. You notice how it's right here in Mexico, but they don't have it anywhere else in the world. That's because they've done this section of the world, and they've done some sub-regions saying that, hey, your ancestors are more likely from the sections in Mexico, these I want to say communities in Mexico, and so they want you to look into more depth on that section of the DNA test results. I think that's really, really cool that they have this, just because I just think it's really cool. It's really cool that they have subsections, not just these subsections, they have subsections. So let's look at the Mexico and Central America little slashy line section, and let's view that into more depth. So I've clicked on it, and it's brought us to this page saying, hey, in the last 200 years, your ancestors may have lived in these following locations. We have found evidence in your recent ancestry in the following regions. Darker regions represent places where your DNA is in common with more people who report ancestry from that particular region. Because these results reflect the ancestries and individuals currently in our reference databases, expect to see your results change over time as the database grows. Which, yes, that totally goes for actually the whole DNA ethnicity estimate, is as more people take the DNA testing and put in what their family tree is, the more accurate the DNA test results are going to be, and the more accurate that they can get sub-regions. So, and it's going to change and grow as time goes on. Mexico has 32 regions, and we have found the strongest evidence of your family in the following 10 regions. First being this section. I'm not even going to try to pronounce half these names because I know I'm just going to slaughter them, and I don't want to be disrespectful by slaughtering names. So the first section is this one, which is totally the strongest because it's that dark yellow. Next is right north of it, and it's a lighter yellow, and then everything else is pretty much lighter as we go down, it looks like. So that's weird that they have this as the first, because I don't know anybody in my husband's family tree from this section. But like everybody that I know is Mexican on my husband's family tree was born or migrated from this region of Mexico. Like literally all their paperwork is like, they're born from such and such a place. They came from such and such a place to America. And it's this town. Every single one of them have this town. This Zacchaeus? Zacchaeus? I don't even know how you say that. I'm slaughtering that. Zacchaeus. From this town, this Zac town. That's what we call it in my house. At least that's what I call it, is the Zac town, because I know Z-A-K spells Zac. So that's weird because they're all from this town. I know they're all from there. At least a good 90% of them. So that's weird that that's second and not first. But that's really still cool that it's second, because that means that the DNA test result is really close. Not 100%, but really close. It's so cool. Okay. So scrolling down, it's saying that 23andMe customers from Mexico and Central America typically have evidence of Native American, no duh, and Southern European, no duh, West African ancestry in their DNA. I did not know about the West African. They're breaking down these variants through their regions. Native American ancestries reaches high levels in Mexico, El Salvador, Guatemala. West African ancestors are more common in, so they just have them breaking down into which sections of Mexico. So if you're from the Guatemala section, you have more Native American in you and less, Northern European or Sub-African. If you're from Panama, you have more Sub-African and Native American in you. So it's just showing you a general whole of the public, not my husband's ethnicity test result. But because we know he's Mexican and he's from this general part of Mexico, it would say that he should have more Native American in him and Southern European in him than the other two cultures. That's kind of interesting how they broke that down for a total whole of everybody. And then if you're curious about the Mexican and Central American history and art and traditions, and more here. Explore your ancestry. Oh, cool. They have like educational sections down below. So, which is what they used to have. So I'm kind of glad that they have more about this, so you can learn more about your culture, your ancestors. That's cool. It's good to know that my husband would have more Southern European, Native American in him, Mexican side of his family, versus if he was like from Panama, he would have some more African in him. Interesting. So this was 23andMe. I guess let's go to what's next, which is living DNA. So let me bring up 2018. Okay, so now we have 2018 once again on the right-hand side, 2019 on the left-hand side. And I've already changed the ethnicity test results to being sub-regions for 2019 because that's what I had saved for 2018 is the sub-region. So let's go down and go through each region. So let's start with the South Central England. That is 13.3% for 2019, and in 2018 is 13.3%. Wait a minute. Southern Eastern 12.4, 12.4, 11.5, 11.5, 14.8. Wow, Okay, wait a minute. I don't think their system has updated. Okay, that's sweet. That makes it easier on me. So it looks like Living DNA hasn't updated their system since March 2018. Which kind of makes sense because Living DNA isn't as popular as Ancestry and 23andMe and MyHeritage. So that kind of makes sense why they haven't updated their system, is they just probably don't have as big of a database as other DNA companies. So they haven't updated, so I can totally just forgo this section. So next is MyHeritage. Let me bring up the MyHeritage ethnicity estimate for 2018. Okay, so it's here on the right-hand side, 2018, and 2019 is on the left-hand side. So I guess let's compare those. So we have Europe, which is 85% for both 2019 and 2018. Yeah, okay, once again, MyHeritage hasn't updated their systems either. Sweet, okay, so once again. Which kind of once again makes sense because MyHeritage is once again not as big as 23andMe and Ancestry. So, yeah, I guess we won't be doing MyHeritage because they're still the same. They haven't updated their system since March 2018. So I hope you guys liked this video and you guys enjoyed the new updates for at least 23andMe and Ancestry, and hope you guys enjoyed the new updates and saw how much things have changed in at least 1 year. It's only been 1 year, and seeing how much has changed for these two major companies. And on my husband's ethnicity estimate, I can't believe how much has changed. So I might do a video later on of comparing the ethnicity estimate for Ancestry and 23andMe, comparing those to what's on my husband's family tree, just to see if the new update is any more accurate than it used to be. And then I think that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed the new update, and hopefully it's more accurate for you guys. I'm hoping it's more accurate for my husband. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. If you guys have any suggestions on anything else I should film, please also comment below. And I hope you guys all have a beautiful week. Bye!